Who was Don Cornelius?
He'd work as a policeman, then a salesman before hanging up his uniforms to study for a 3-month broadcasting course in the late 60s, landing jobs as a radio announcer, news reporter, and disc jockey on Chicago's WVON radio station. Upgrading to a television station in 1967, he got the opportunity to host a news program, A Black's View of the News. Inspired by the most prominent upcoming genre of music during that time, soul took over the late 60s and 70s when the music industry was more divided than the Red Sea. An influential staple during the civil rights movement, the uprising of soul gave Don the brilliant idea to cultivate his own daily show surrounding the genre that play on Chicago's WCIU, naming his idea Soul Train. After a year of running the daily broadcast, Don was raking up those numbers more than oak leaves in the fall. Listeners steadily grew more and more as the days went on. Don's idea would prove to be a hit, and Soul Train was ordered to national syndication. It was out with the south side of Chicago and into the fantasy of Los Angeles. It's only up from here. Although Soul Train had been relocated from Chi-Town's airwaves to actual television, Chicago's local street talents had been uprooted along with Soul Train's foundational residents. Scouting the Chi streets, Don, along with producers, set off to find the best dancers in town. Parks and even high schools being rummaged. Soul Train didn't lose its value as it transitioned from the radio to television. Soul Train came out during a time when black culture was nearly obsolete to the mainstream world. No other show, station, or broadcast had displayed black excellence in such a way. They didn't want to see us win. Don did. It was a party every time. Musical guests would also contribute their talents to the train's main stage. Aretha Franklin, Marvin Gaye, the Jackson 5, and nearly every soul artist birthed by the canals of Motown, then some. An urban music time capsule, let Spike Lee tell it. For the next 22 years, Don Cornelius had made sure his show ran smoothly. According to Cornelius's own son, Tony, his father was not hesitant to serve equal rights and equal lefts when it came down to his business. In this case, the indestructible train. Soul Train was his baby, and he'd do anything to protect his brand and his image. There was no Soul Train without Don Cornelius. But there is a Don Cornelius without Soul Train. As the Soul Train ran its course, the man who made it all possible signed off for the final time in 1993, hanging up his profession as the host of the Soul forever. A sad, sad day for the culture and all of those who've grown up with the show, witnessing the barriers between black and pop culture intertwining. Cornelius, now a huge household name, was off to his next adventure. The ride wasn't over just yet for the evolving dancers, nor the viewers at home who were still aboard. But alas, in 2006, the train's new conductor, Shamar Moore, was tired of carrying the load, or lack thereof, of Don Cornelius's unmatched presence, and settled into the ruins of Soul's train station for good. Soul Train would cease to exist, Don eventually giving up the rights to Mad Vision Entertainment in 2008. Love, peace, and soul.